social media, contemporary marketers and entrepreneurs need help. One form of help resides in the effective integration of analytics with strategic marketing thought. Hello, everyone. I'm Gary Hunter. So tonight we're talking about customer relationship management, right? So who wants to kind of give us a rundown on where we are in the course, how this sort of fits into the bigger picture of the framework itself, which is basically kind of what I've got on the slide, and how it relates to PharmaSim as well. If you could kind of tie that in, that would be a pretty good kind of start to the class. So where are we? What does this slide mean? Let's say you had guests who had never seen this, for example. How would you kind of describe what's there and how customer relationship management should relate to this overall slide? Who's ready for the final exam? Besides me and Julie. Nobody? This is all Greek. No one's ever seen this slide, right? Who wants to give it a shot? Who can break it down into smaller parts? I mean, like if you're looking at it for the first time, it looks like there's stuff everywhere, right? So if you were trying to explain it to someone, it would help a lot to say, what are some of the parts, the components, as you kind of break it down? Yeah.
Looking at it, basically it's how you first capture the customer and then how you retain the customer. That really relates to PharmaSim because PharmaSim, when you're starting out, we're one of the top manufacturers of the product. So a lot of it is about customer retention, not losing that initial market space. How it relates to the slide, that's
okay, so
there's always a blank on it. So
yeah, so capture is kind of like acquisition, right? So you're acquiring some new customer, then how do you retain that customer? So you can see that's sort of the CRM part, right? Customer relationship management. So customer relationship management is really getting into how do we acquire new customers, how do we build relationships with those customers, and then how do we maintain those over the long haul to get kind of the right-hand side. So you guys don't know much about the left-hand side, right, of this slide, right? If I blew that part up, could you help me some of that?
Yep. Well, so the left-hand side is market opportunity, and the right-hand side is marketing strategy. Is really sort of a summary of it. So on the left hand, you're really looking at who's the market, and then in the middle, you're saying, okay, what segment of the market? Who do you want to target? How is that? How can you differentiate what you're doing from other things? And then on the right side is really the marketing strategy and the mix of the marketing mix of product, place, price, and promotion.
Okay, very good. That's pretty good, that right? So that's getting that's kind of getting some of the cobwebs off, kind of getting us back into it. So if you see kind of on these circles on the right-hand side, the target markets and the marketing mix, that outer ring, which is referred to as the 4 Ps. The 4 Ps are basically a way that those two things represent a marketing strategy, sort of the way we do the course, right? So you can kind of change anything, you can change all sorts of things about an offer, but part of what you need to do is understand how might you make changes to that offer. So the 4 Ps are a heuristic to kind of help you to say, what are some of the things that I might think about if I was going to change different things about my particular offer to make it more attractive to different target markets. So the target markets are the markets we've chosen to serve. So in PharmaSim, you have things that are sort of like target markets, right? Have you guys gotten that deep into the simulation? Yeah. Okay, so you're that deep into it, right? So what do you have that are like target markets in PharmaSim? Without giving away your strategy, we don't want you to share, since you're competing with everyone in the room here.
There's like cough, allergy, cold.
Cough, allergy, cold.
Within that, there's like children's cold.
Children's cold. This is all stuff that's in the case, so you haven't given anything away at this point, right? Those are all segments.
Some of the demographics, the different family groupings.
Okay, there's some demographics that are in there. So what do the demographics do? They profile the segments, pretty much. Is that sort of what they do? So what are the different segments that you have to choose from?
You have an opportunity to do a cross-section between the demographics and the actual product you want to introduce. So you can look at cold, and you can look at young singles, you can look at cough medicine and mature families, and get an idea of how each one of the products performs within those different cross-sections.
Okay, very much. So in many ways, you're trying to kind of position or change your product or your target marketing, your marketing mix to try to make it more attractive, to create more value, right, to different target markets. So picking those different target markets and then kind of crafting your marketing mix. How do you craft your marketing mix in PharmaSim? What are some of the options you have? Not giving us specifically what you're doing.
You can set the price.
You can set the price. That's very good, right? So it's a very robust game.
Right.
Much like economics, it gives you the opportunity to raise and lower the price. So how do you set price? What other variables how else do you affect the
Couple
price?
ways. You can set the actual price, and you're setting the price for MSRP, which is to the channel. Because each of the distribution channels are going to discount it in different ways, so you can kind of gauge by the historical data what it's going to cost at each channel.
Okay, very good. So it's almost immediately you're getting into kind of where does price and place kind of relate. Different channels are kind of place type variables. So how do those two variables sort of interrelate one to the other? And you're changing in many ways kind of the mix through those different channels as you kind of go to the market. What about promotion? Are there promotional choices? Yes.
You can select the quality of your advertisements, who it's being targeted towards, what the message you're trying to put across, whether you're comparing to another product or just promoting your own.
Okay, very good. So, what is it called when you're just kind of promoting the entire category? What's that box that you check in PharmaSim? Primary. So if you're trying to build primary demand, you're kind of just saying, okay, I'm going to try to do the got milk, right? So when you think primary demand, you often think about I think mostly about the got milk campaign, which is basically a campaign that's designed to kind of sell milk, but not a particular brand of milk, right? So what about product alterations? Can you do that? You can. Okay. So you guys, what can you do to the product?
Reformulate it, like drop alcohol.
Okay, very good. Alcohol, you can reformulate it. So if I'm selling cough syrup to kids, I definitely want to have alcohol in that, right? Have you guys kind of thought through those sorts of implications? So you want to kind of work through who's your target market, how are you kind of changing your product, what are you doing to your product, does it sort of fit in some unified way? So that's sort of the right side of the slide where you're kind of changing your marketing mix. And then all the analysis and stuff that you're doing is kind of looking at the left side and the intermediate components, segmenting, targeting, and differentiation type opportunities that you have. And then how do you want to position your product in the mind of the consumer is kind of there. It doesn't have an enormous number of opportunities to kind of change your positioning strategies, but you've got some things that you kind of imagine this is sort of the way your product is being viewed in the market. Okay, so that's sort of that's where we are in terms of the overall course itself and where PharmaSim kind of fits into it.
Yes, I am an Allstar. When I catch a cold, I need proven relief for my chest congestion, runny nose, cough, and aches. And I need something that won't make me drowsy. That's why I choose All Around. It's more than the best help I could get from any doctor. Bro! Yeah!
All the best with your efforts to master marketing and sales. I'm Gary Hunter, and I hope you have a great day.